Hello everyone, I'm Akshay and welcome back to the United Talk. Lots to talk about. I mean, what a game it was against Nottingham Forest. Man United actually crushed them, and I actually think that if we had a better striker than Anthony Martial, I mean, I love Anthony Martial, but still, if we had a better striker than him, someone probably like Osimhen or maybe like Haaland or someone like that, we would have scored definitely more. Even Eric Ten Hag confirmed this. He himself said this. We should have scored more. And we're going to talk about that also, because some of the players literally outsmarted everyone on the field. So we're going to talk about that. But there is some very interesting transfer rumors. So we're going to talk about that also. And possibly Arsenal have actually bottled this league. They had amazing amount of games. They had amazing amount of points. But again, these are bloody bottlers. They actually ruined it. In fact, I have a friend who's an Arsenal fan, and I was actually talking to him about this game and the way Arsenal played at Anfield, and then this weekend they are becoming like bottlers. I mean, who would have thought? I was actually rooting, and many of the Man United fans were actually rooting for Arsenal, because we wanted Arsenal to stop Man City for achieving that goal of winning 3 Premier League back to back. Because we have that record, we don't want Man City to break that. But unfortunately, Arsenal is a bottler. There were tons and tons of people who were actually praising Odegaard, and Odegaard is better than Bruno Fernandes. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, I like Odegaard as definitely as a center attacking midfielder. But when it comes to everything that's happening on the pitch, the leadership qualities, the skills that you need to make yourself as a complete attacking midfielder, as a number 8. Odegaard has miles to go for that. He's not even in the league of Bruno Fernandes right now. And I love Odegaard. I'm not saying I have anything against him personally or as a Man United fan, but still, there was a complete lack of leadership in that in that Arsenal game last night. Yes, and I was so frustrated with that performance. I mean, there was no leadership. There was no amount of urgency of winning that match, of winning the league. Saka was, but there were a couple of idiotic decisions by Arteta also, letting Saka play for the 90 minutes. He wasn't ready to go for Smith Rowe or the Trossard, and he was actually subbed on. I don't even remember who he was subbed on. Was it Fabio? Or I really don't remember. I'm just frustrated by that. But again, this is not Arsenal, the Gunners, so-called the Bottlers channel. We're going to talk about Man United, and whatever is happening on the Arsenal front, it's out of our control. And obviously, it's our fault. We can't rely on someone else to, defend our record, which was so impactful for us, which was so good for us. But anyways, moving on, let's talk about the transfer rumors first, because we're gonna delve into the match stuff later. I really want to say this because again, this has been coming from Fabrizio Romano. This is coming from Manchester Evening News. This is coming from Time Sport, that Jude Bellingham is now one of the top targets for Man United for this summer window. Unfortunately, Liverpool, because if you have been following Liverpool transfer rumors, you know this very well, that Liverpool withdrew their interest from Jude Bellingham, because obviously he's going to cost them around 110 or 120 million as of this summer. And Liverpool is not in a state of, because they don't even have Champions League right now, and I don't think so. The caliber that Jude Bellingham has right now, I don't think he's going to play for Liverpool despite of not having a Champions League spot. And the most idiotic thing that is coming from the German outlets also is that Jude Bellingham is actually considering staying at Dortmund this season, and then exploring his options at the next summer window. I mean, I love that guy. I have been following ever since he visited Carrington with Sir Alex Ferguson, and Solskjaer was there. Ever since then, I have been following Jude Bellingham when he went to Dortmund. I really wanted us to sign him. Of course, things happened. It couldn't work out. But again, I really wish that we should have signed him way back then, because that was the guy who was around 17, 18 years old, and he was playing 37 to 38 games in championships week in week out, and if a 17-18-year-old kid can play like that in championship, you need to just sign him up. You need to make a brilliant proposal in front of him and make sure that he doesn't reject that. But unfortunately, he did rejected us. He went to Dortmund, and now it's more like a sort of a song that's playing in Liverpool fan guys, that they are almost sure that they're gonna sign Jude Bellingham. And obviously, the state of Liverpool as of this moment is very doubtful, and they don't even have a Champions League spot right now. I don't think so Bellingham will sign for them this summer window, maybe in the next one. But for as far as I can see this, because nothing is sort of written in stones when it comes to transfer rumors. Nothing is ever written in stones, because Liverpool was one of the most possible destination for Jude Bellingham, and last week they withdrew their interest from Jude Bellingham because of the price and because Jurgen Klopp wants to remodel his midfield. I think this is the time for Manchester United to sign him up. Of course, we have to chunk at least 130-120 million, and we don't know who's going to be the next owner. I mean, this is the second half of April, and we still have no clue who's going to own Man United. Is the Glazers going to stay, or what's going to happen on that front? We have no clue about that, but that is the most idiotic point. If we want to sign Bellingham, this is our window. He ain't gonna go for Real Madrid right now. He's just 19 years old. He won't be going for Real Madrid. Real Madrid won't sign him. He's not gonna go to Man City or some other club. This is the time that Man United can swoop in, make a brilliant offer to Dortmund, just get him to sign, make that proposal. Erik ten Hag is doing wonderful right now. Erik ten Hag has some beautiful, amazing relations with German outlets. This is the time that we can actually go and swoop in that Bellingham deal, because if Liverpool next season qualifies for Champions League, it's over. He's gonna sign for them like this, and we won't be able to do a shit about it, because obviously the kind of relationship Dortmund has with Liverpool and the kind of friendship Bellingham has with Liverpool players, that's gonna be a really that's gonna really dampen the situation as far as Manchester United transfer targets are concerned, because we won't be getting Frankie de Jong. I guess Frankie de Jong is still one of the best targets of Erik ten Hag, but I really don't think so that we're gonna get Frankie de Jong right now. Again, Bellingham would be the best possible choice. If we could sign him, if we could make him accept the proposal, that is another thing, but I think that's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen this summer, or it won't happen for a couple of seasons, or maybe more than that. But anyways, as far as we are talking about the transfer rumors, we have another player, and this is Mc Allister from Brighton. You must have heard this news again and again for the past actually from January window. This has been coming up, floating around Man United, sometimes from Fabrizio Romano, sometimes from Manchester Evening. There was some talks at I'm actually forgetting the name. It was from Duncan Castle. It was quite raised that day. I don't actually remember the exact day when Duncan Castle was talking about this, but Manchester United have actually targeted Mc Allister from Brighton as one of the most interesting players from Brighton, from Premier League, and Ten Hag wants Man United management to sign Mc Allister. And last evening, or maybe before than that, Brighton have actually made this clear, because there was some couple of interests from Manchester United, from Liverpool, and Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea are actually roaming around the Walmart, and they are actually trying to buy everything possible. But unfortunately, they don't have a manager right now, because Lampard himself wouldn't be able to do a shit about that fucking club. But let's not talk about Chelsea right now. So Brighton have actually stated this out loud, that they want at least around 60 to 70 million from Mc Allister. I think it's a bit more than what Mc Allister deserves. I think he just signed a new deal, and that's gonna keep him at Brighton for at least 2025. So that may be the reason they are asking that much of amount. And I think if you can try to make a deal with Brighton, I think his actual price would be somewhere around 40 to 45 million. But if you're gonna talk to Brighton and make sure the negotiation is not done by that Richard Arnold or Jon Murtagh, those fucking assholes would be able to, they would be able to, you know, sabotage that deal, because they can't even buy groceries from fucking one single outlet, even if it's on the street, even if it's lying on the street and you just have to pick them up. Those two assholes can't even do that as far as transfer negotiations are concerned. So I really don't know about that, but as far as Mc Allister is concerned, he's 24 years old. He's actually the top scorer for Brighton this season, and I think he'll be a good addition to our midfield, because remember, we have McTominay, and everything is better than McTominay. Even a goat wearing a tuxedo is better than McTominay. I mean, I don't know about that, but I really want McTominay to leave. If Eddie Howe wants to sign him, he can. I'll be willing to, you know, just time to a catapult and just shove him off. But most importantly, if there is a rumor, if there is a possible chance of us signing of Mc Allister from Brighton, I think it should be around 50 to 50 million, because that's supposedly fine, because asking 60-70 is a little bit higher than what he actually is all about, because Mc Allister is a decent player, but again, he's coming from Brighton. He's not a Man United. He's not playing for Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal. He's not even playing for Chelsea right now. So I think he's playing for Brighton, and I think 50-55 million would be good and more than enough for Brighton, and they'll be happy to make a deal out of this. But again, we'll have to at least send some decent enough representatives from Man United who can actually strike a deal with them. But again, anyways, enough about this. Another news is related to Weghorst. It's not that big of a transfer thing. It's just that Besiktas have actually approached Burnley to re-sign him for another loan deal at the end of this season. And Burnley is actually promoted to Premier League this season, but Vincent Kompany, who's actually managing Burnley right now, he's not interested in keeping Weghorst at his disposal. And somewhere down the line, I think Vincent Kompany, I'm sorry, somewhere around, I don't think so that Erik ten Hag would re-sign Weghorst, because he's a decent guy, he's a decent addition, he can be a good squad player, but as far as you want a striker, he ain't gonna offer you anything. He is just like a ballpark kid. He's running around the field, he's trying to make some tackles, he's making interceptions, he's passing the ball around, but he isn't that kind of a poacher, isn't that kind of a striker who can actually give you goals. So that's the most disappointing thing about Weghorst, because I love Weghorst as an individual, as a squad player. I love him, but again, we need a striker. We need a proper number 9 who can actually score goals week in, week out, and we can't even rely on Anthony Martial, because remember, I've been saying this a lot. Anthony Martial is just like a stripper hanging upside down a pole. You don't know when she's gonna land. She definitely gonna land either at the end of the season or maybe before than that, but the moment you really need Anthony Martial to step up, he is gonna flip out. He is gonna be injured sooner or later. But let's hope so. Rashford comes back as soon as possible, because God knows we really need him. We really need him right now. And that was all the transfer rumors, and nothing on that end. And let's just talk about the last match against Nottingham, because I loved that match after that disappointing result against Sevilla, because the 2 own goals, my God, Malacia and Harry Maguire, the club captain. I actually wanted to, bang my head against a wall, but what can you do? He's Harry Maguire. You can't do anything about him. He is a big lump. He is a big lump. You can't do shit about that man, because he himself is shit. And 2 shits can't make 2 shits are shits. That's it. But anyways, few of the players who actually stand out on that footballing field were, I really want to talk about them. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, after a long time, had an amazing game. The passes he was making to Anthony Martial and Anthony. The couple of passes, the through-in passes were so amazing. I was so happy to see this Bruno Fernandes, because we've been missing this Bruno Fernandes from quite a long time. And I was really happy to see that. Even Roy Keane himself, after that post-match, in that post-match analysis, Roy Keane himself said that he was pure class. He was purely genius, and the way he led that team. I mean, I don't even consider Harry Maguire as a captain, club captain. I don't even consider him as a leader. He's fucking asshole. He is an asshole. But as far as Bruno Fernandes was concerned, he was pure class. He was extremely amazing last night. And other than that, for me, the man of the match was Anthony, because again, he scored a brilliant goal. He gave one assist to Diogo Dalot goal, Diogo Dalot's first Premier League goal. And again, I really want to talk about. Anthony was the man of the match for me. But I really want to talk about Diogo Dalot, because Diogo Dalot was supposedly playing as the left back, and he was definitely playing as not as an inverted, but sort of an attacking right back. And that really surprised me, because I thought he's playing a left back, so he'll be like a little bit defensive. He doesn't want to make mistake because he's playing out of his position. But again, his attacking intent was so amazing. I was really happy and I was really pleased to see that, because Malacia made some mistakes, and Luke Shaw is right now injured. We want somebody to step up, and the way he played last night, I was so happy. I was so happy to see him. And again, his first Premier League goal, that was also a great thing, because you want your right backs to score goals, to provide assists, because that's going to boost their confidence as well. And there was a competition between Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot for that right back thing, but right now we know that Diogo Dalot can play as left back too. So that's another brilliant, amazing thing. And as far as Anthony is concerned, like I said, Anthony was man of the match for me. The way he played that game. Even Erik ten Hag himself said this in the post-match conference, that he somehow reminded him of Bayern München's Arjen Robben. And Robben was a great player for Bayern. Everybody knows that. He was a legend. Even in the Germany team, he was a legend. But the way Anthony played last night, I was so happy. And I just want Sancho again to step up, because it's been more than a while and we haven't seen that vintage Sancho, the flair play. We signed him under Solskjaer. So I really want him to, step up like Anthony, because Rashford is injured. Anthony Martial is coming back from an injury. We don't want to pace him that much, because we all know what can happen with Anthony Martial. I just talked about it. So I really want Sancho to play like that every single game. At least try to play like that. But let's see. Let's hope, because we have Sevilla now. This midweek we have Sevilla. Then later in the Sunday or Saturday, I guess we have Brighton only as an FA Cup opponent. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's see how Mc Allister plays against us. But anyways, we're gonna wrap up on that, and that was quite a lengthy conversation, because I thought I'm gonna wrap this up under 10 minutes. But again, I really need to work on this. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the show, and thank you all those people who are actually tuning in and watching my show. And please keep supporting the channel. Please keep tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon. And we're gonna soon upload more and more videos, more and more transfer rumors that are happening around, that are floating around the Manchester United club. And let's hope that sooner or later we get sooner we get some news, credible news regarding the ownership. Until then, please take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and keep supporting Man United and the United Talk. Glory, Man United. Bye bye, guys.